I know y'all guessed it from my previous video. This is she. It's California. I am in California, and specifically by the sound of these adorable creatures in the background, I know you know I'm in San Diego. It's hard to believe that I'm finally here. I made it to California after all these years. It's my first time, and I'm so incredibly excited to get into this video because we're finally reached a location with legit waves. They're good for surfing, and that's, my friends, why we're here. Good morning, everyone. I ended up coming to San Diego. I am walking on the street of San Diego. Like, does this get any better? Like, come on, California. I don't know how I've never been in California. Like, that's my first time in California. I swear, every single time I pronounced the name of this US state, I felt my entire body shaking from excitement. Which is practically insane. I should have come like long before, but I'm finally here, and I just met two incredible women. Like this woman unloading her car. I'm staying at North Park, which is Gosh, this child sounds like a mentally unstable woman right now. Okay, whatever. This is how I was feeling at the time. Fine, be it. Enjoy the ride. I have no words. It's an incredible neighborhood. It's so peaceful and it's very walkable. So I'm just like walking towards a bike rental, and this woman, she's unloading her car, and she says to me, "What a horrible weather. Oh my God, I can't believe it," and stuff. And I'm like, I'm not sure if she's sarcastic because it's actually bad and it could get better. But so yeah, so she's saying to me like, "What a horrible," and I'm like, oh my God, yeah, is it right? Does it get any better? And because I am like, oh my God. Okay, let me take over. I was going on and on about the weather, describing every detail of being a sun child, and entirely missed the point of the story. The woman was totally sarcastic. She and her wife moved from Indiana for this weather, and with my luck, they just knew everything about the neighborhood. So the next thing they do, they grab my phone and start typing in my notes app all these incredible places I should go to in the neighborhood, showing me juicy pictures of their experiences, completely selling me this city, cracking jokes left and right. Incredibly friendly, fun, and helpful humans. I'll leave all those places they recommended in the description below if you happen to visit San Diego soon. Taken care of, and people just like very nice. Anyways, I'm overwhelmed from this. It's just incredible. I ended up at the beach later that day. I don't know if that was the strong cold brew I was sipping on, the weather and the palms, or the people, or all together, but I felt like a child hitting the playground after a really good nap. Everything looked so vibrant and exciting. It took my camera roll 5 seconds to explode. The dry, warm air felt so unusual. I couldn't stop taking large inhales. My lungs were full with salty air, and my heart fell in deep love with the city. it's a new day and a pretty special one. My friend from San Francisco reached out last night and I found out that my number one favorite band is coming to San Diego tonight. And he is also flying over to go together to their concert. I was ecstatic. I was so happy I couldn't hide it. The band's name is Men I Trust. I'm sure some of you know that band already. It's a French-Canadian band from Montreal. They blew up on social media in the past year or so, but I used to listen to them on Spotify back in 2016 or 17 when they only had 10,000 listeners on Spotify. I went through phases listening to their music. It got me through many depressive episodes and countless number of happy moments too. I could spend the entire day in my room sewing clothes and listening to Numb and Uncle Jazz. So these guys definitely occupy a big spot in my heart. When I have moments like these of pure coincidence, it's a confirmation for me that trusting life is not such a bad idea. When I flew to San Diego, I had no idea Men I Trust will be here. My only plan was to visit a new surf destination and try playing live here. But when it unraveled this way, it felt like a little hint from the universe that I do everything right and I'm on the right path. And she is finally here to surf. If you watched my previous video from Cabo, you know that I ran away from Hurricane Norma in Baja to San Diego to resume my surf trip. I took some time off work to surf and travel to Baja for that, but things went south, literally, so I had to pivot on the spot. So here I am, itching to get in the water and catch those waves. Here is Devin and I doing some estimates of the waves as if it's going to change anything. We're so cute. At this point, I'm not backing up, even if it's flat out there. It took me sweat and tears to get into the sweatsuit. It's too late. Here I'm doing a quick knowledge transfer from all the surf trainings I've received all over the world. This guy picked up this stuff super fast. I mean, it took me weeks of daily sessions to catch my first wave, but I guess some of us are just gifted. Devin and I met at the outside location in North Park where I stayed on this trip, and it took us no time to become surf partners. If you are curious about stays in San Diego and all over the world with humans just like you, I added a link in the description box to a $50 discount of your first trip with Outside. Enjoy and happy travels! It's been 2 hours in the water. We needed a little pick-me-up snack and to chill down for a second, but also, who am I kidding? I already unzipped myself, and that only means one thing. Okay, back to the snacks. I love papaya so much, but I love it even more with tajin and lime. People say it's a gringa thing that no one in Mexico or Latin America actually eats fresh fruit like that. If that's true, I wonder why. I also like chamoy a lot. I think if one day I become Mexican, it wouldn't be by accident at all. Every time I touch down in Mexico, I feel so calm and warm inside, as if I'm home. All the foods are just warming my heart. I don't know. I am obsessed with barbacoa. I love birria. I love consommé. I just cannot live without those meals. And all the attempts to find Mexican food, real Mexican food, in Canada or anywhere in the world, It's just impossible. It doesn't taste the same. The flavors are so off. So I might need to really consider to do something about it. Also, the fact that Tijuana is just around the corner makes me feel really good in my heart right now. Aside from traveling to Mexico pretty often, there is another favor that I do for myself. I travel with my own travel size tajin, so no matter what's the food situation I'm facing, I can always spice it up with my magic red powder. Okay, it's time to wrap up because we have big plans to catch the sunset from somewhere higher, so let's get going. Let's take a minute to inhale and appreciate this beauty. We sat down for a little bit to watch the show. The West Coast is definitely spoiling me with its unreal sky shows. We rested for a second before climbing the cliff higher to get some food and drinks. This was the time I told Devin about the great white sharks rumor I heard about on this trip. I heard from a local that 97% of the time there is a great white shark swimming around with the surfers in South California. I didn't believe it too much, but then we met an older couple that night that have been surfing in San Diego for over 20 years. They told us that it's not a rumor, it's a fact, and that they see the great white shark all the time, but also there is no need to be spooked out about it. We are not part of their food chain. They prefer seals and fish, and there is plenty of those in the water always. If they would attack a human, it must be by accident or for protection. Last year, around the same time that I was filming this video in November, a woman that was swimming long distance at Del Mar Beach got bitten by a great white. But as far as news informed, it was not too bad. All her limbs remained in place. She got a cut in her shoulder, but nothing life-threatening. And I'm not telling you this to scare you off from living your best life in the water. Quite the opposite. Go in the water, surf, experience life, but be aware and cautious that things can happen. We share our planet with predators. We are predators too, if you think about it. We still learn how to live our best life together in harmony, and a part of it is experiencing the ocean beside each other. If you know me, you know how much I love to play ping pong. Before we got here for dinner, Devin and I were making plans to go play some other night, but then we spotted this random table and had to get in at least one game. This trip was full of pleasant coincidences. I don't know how it works, but the universe was definitely on our side. We got some Italian food and wine in the system and wrapped up that day tired and happy. It was a quiet morning. I didn't speak. I didn't listen to anything. The introvert in me had to recharge from all the interactions last night. I read my Spanish dictionary outside for a bit, went for a walk in the park, and got some food. Reflecting on this trip, I thought to myself how one life event can lead to another. San Diego was not on my travel plan for this year. It happened by accident because I needed to leave Baja, Mexico, and California was just right there. I was enjoying my Japanese meal, and of course they had to play Men I Trust in the restaurant. I could not hide my happiness in that moment. I used to feel very anxious when something would go not as I planned, but now I'm almost looking for it. trusting that life will unravel in the best possible way for me. I enjoyed this trip so much. Now it's time to see what life prepped for me next. See you in Florida. Ciao.